And there was a reason for that. Just 2 days earlier, Eala had shocked the tennis world by defeating defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek in straight sets. It wasn't just another upset. She became the first player from the Philippines in the Open era to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam. Overnight, she became one of the biggest stories in world tennis. Fans everywhere were watching her highlights, sharing her performance, and wondering how far this remarkable run could go. By the time this match began, center court already knew her story. The spectators weren't simply watching another round of 16 contest. They were watching a young player who had captured the imagination of tennis fans across the globe. Even before the first serve, the emotional balance inside the stadium had shifted. Still, headlines later created the impression that Jasmine Paolini somehow lost the crowd or regretted the experience. But the real story was far more interesting. As the match unfolded, both players showed exactly why they deserved to be there, and what happened next proved that this wasn't just about popularity, it was about handling one of the biggest moments of their careers. And that's where the match truly began. As the match got underway, one fact became clear: this wasn't a story about Jasmine Paolini losing the crowd. It was about Eala earning their support through what she had achieved only days earlier. Paolini herself had already admitted before the match that she expected the fans to cheer more for Eala. She understood the situation and stepped onto center court fully prepared for it. The opening set showed exactly why Paolini is one of the tour's toughest competitors. She stayed calm under pressure, trusted her experience, and gradually took control of the important points. Eala fought hard and produced flashes of the fearless tennis that had stunned Iga Swiatek, but Paolini's consistency helped her secure the first set 6-4. Instead of fading away, Eala responded with remarkable determination. Her first serve wasn't working as well as it had earlier in the tournament, forcing her to rely on courage and smart shot-making. Every difficult hold seemed to lift the crowd even more. Whenever she escaped trouble, loud cheers echoed around center court, creating an atmosphere rarely seen this early in the competition. The fans weren't rejecting Paolini, they were embracing an unexpected underdog story. Even with all the support around Eala, Paolini refused to lose focus. She continued playing disciplined tennis while the young Filipino searched for another way back into the match. What happened in the second set would prove that this battle was far from over. The second set became the turning point of the afternoon. Eala faced early pressure but refused to give in. She saved crucial breakpoints, stayed composed in long rallies, and finally found the opening she needed. When she broke Jasmine Paolini's serve, the energy inside center court changed instantly. The crowd sensed that another upset might be unfolding, and their excitement became impossible to ignore. Despite struggling with her first serve, Eala continued fighting for every point. She relied on her movement, determination, and fearless shot selection to stay in control. By the time she served out the second set, the match was perfectly balanced. The score reflected just how close the contest had become, with almost nothing separating the two players after more than an hour of intense tennis. That was the moment many fans will remember most. As the deciding set approached, chants of "Let's go, Alex!" echoed around the stadium. It wasn't about disrespecting Paolini. It was the crowd responding to a remarkable story unfolding in front of them. A player few expected to reach this stage had captured center court's imagination through pure determination and fearless tennis. With the match now heading into a decisive third set, the pressure reached its highest point. Experience would soon be tested against belief, and the final chapter of this unforgettable battle was about to begin. The deciding set showed why experience matters on the biggest stages. Eala entered with confidence, but her biggest weakness began to surface at the worst possible time. Her first serve became less reliable, giving Jasmine Paolini more chances to attack. On grass, those small openings can quickly decide an entire match, and Paolini was ready to take full advantage. For several games, both players refused to back down. Every rally carried extra pressure, and each point felt more important than the last. Then, at 4-3, the momentum finally shifted. Eala made a few costly mistakes, and Paolini earned the crucial break she had been searching for. It was the turning point that changed everything. From there, Paolini raised her level even higher. Her serving became far more effective, allowing her to control the final moments with confidence. While the crowd continued encouraging Eala, support alone couldn't overcome the difference in execution. Paolini stayed composed, held her nerve, and closed out the match after more than 2 hours of intense competition. Although Eala's remarkable Wimbledon run came to an end, the story wasn't over. The emotions after the final point revealed why this match would be remembered for much more than just the final score. When the match ended, Jasmine Paolini celebrated with quiet satisfaction, while Eala walked away with something just as valuable, the respect of center court. Paolini thanked Roger Federer, who had watched from the royal box, and described the match as an emotional roller coaster. Rather than talking about the crowd, she focused on staying positive and said that enjoying